Hello everybody, it is me, Pacific. Today I want to do a video that's positive about women, and I think you guys will like this one. And yes, some of you ladies too that are Asian. I wanted to do this one titled, What Do I Like About Asian Women? When I went to Hong Kong to meet the gal that I met, that did not work out, but it didn't deter me from being fascinated with Asian culture. In my video on Chinese in Hong Kong are rude, I still stand behind that. Many of them were. But I will tell you something. I still have a big intrigue for Chinese women. More than any of the other ethnicities in Asia proper, I have a deep fascination with Chinese women. Several reasons for that. Chinese culture is 5,000 years old, and they have had 5,000 years to learn a lot of stuff. Simple things like they don't give you cold water in a meal because they believe cold water causes indigestion, and the reason they eat with chopsticks is it forces you to eat slower. And there's so many things that when you get behind what so many Americans consider weird, they actually make sense. But let me digress here just a moment. In America, we were raised to say, oh, that's made in China. When you say the term in the U.S. that that's made in China, that implies cheap, low-quality junk. Let me tell you something, viewers. When you get into China, you will find out that most Chinese like quality. And if you look at some of the videos, like the one I showcased with Song Zuwing and Dragon Boat song, it is quality through and through. Their manner of dress, their furnishings, their jewelry, their jade, a lot of things that they own are high quality that most working class Americans don't even outfit their homes with the kind of stuff Chinese people do. For example, you can go to Walmart and buy particle board chest of drawers and particle board nightstands, and you go into people's homes, and the first thing you see in America is cheap entertainment center made out of particle board and a host of furniture and bedroom furniture that looks like something that should be in a trailer park. You get into China, and what little piece of furniture they do have is quality through and through. Chinese people have an appreciation for good stuff. And I find that even in Hong Kong, I looked at a lot of the Chinese women, most of them with their long hair, and they were stunning. What do I like about Asian women? And I'm going to talk about different ones in my limited knowledge base. But I was turned on by the Filipino population, and the thing I liked about Filipinos is they had a warmth, and they liked to laugh and sing and dance. They were what I would call the more expressive, more emotional culture, and I have a soft spot in my heart for that. A lot of Filipinos have brown, natural brown skin and long, shiny black hair, which I just adored. You get into China, and they tend to have more white skin, and in Hong Kong, they tend to be, a lot of them have a lot of money, and so there was that element that I didn't care for. But I did meet some Chinese women that were very down to earth. And I'd walk dogs for expats, and I'd be out traveling. There would be a Chinese person, a woman, that would talk to me from time to time. And they were very nice and down to earth. Vietnamese women, I go to a Vietnamese restaurant. They are nice, they are sweet, they are attractive. I have a couple of Indonesian friends, one I'm not in touch with anymore, who lives in the UK, and another one who lives and works in Hong Kong. They're both attractive, very kind, very warm, and sincere. And one of the things that I noticed about most of the Asian women over there is they don't feel the need to get breast implants. They don't put on makeup. They don't pierce their earlobes all the way around. They don't pierce this and this and these and everything else. They are a simple, natural beauty. And I don't mean to be rude, but one of the things I really loved is a lot of them could get away with wearing short sleeve shirts because their underarms are very clean and smooth, and I really like that. Everybody has their preferences. I'm not in hairy underarms, sorry. I know some of you women will go, come on, Pacific, that's crude. No, it isn't. And I believe in hygiene. And a lot of the Asian women that I met over there were definitely big on hygiene. I had some ignorant American white women tell me that Asian women are dirty. When I was in the Philippines in a village, I noticed that the regimen which Filipinas shower, clean, and shave themselves daily was right up there at the top. They're out in that sweaty tropical heat all day, and they don't like the smell, and they don't like the sweat, and they take good care of themselves. And what's funny is they don't put on conditioner. They don't spend 2.5 hours in front of the bathroom mirror. They shower, they wash, they comb the hair, they put on their outfit, and they're out the door. I loved that. I think Asian women have an elegance and poise about them that is truly stunning. Their simplicity is such a shock to our complicated, convoluted culture in American women that it was refreshing. Now, to be fair, there are those crazy Asian women, and I've met a few of them, and some of them, they've got their own men scared. They can have a temper, and as I've said about some Asian women, I know that you have the heart of a tiger, the Asian tiger, and watch out. I will tell you something, and I'm going to say something because it needs to be said. As most of you know, I dated an Asian woman in the U.S., and she was born and raised here, and without being too personal, it is true that when a group of people or ethnicity moves to the U.S., they pick up our bad habits and they pick up our cultural nuances and feminism and stuff. Those things can be tough to deal with. I found that the Asian women I met over there, most of them were pretty nice. Now, I dated a few in Hong Kong that were drama queens, Filipinas who made drama, stirred the pot, caused trouble, gossiped. Some things know no international boundaries. Women can be catty wherever you go. And I'm not going to get into all those things. I was at a time in my life where I was down because the relationship didn't work out, so I went to karaoke, and if you're going to hang out in a karaoke place, you're going to get what you get. And I met a lot of nice gals in there, but they had their shared problems as well. But all of those gals were simple, were very good looking, had no makeup on, and for the most part, a lot of them were just flat out fun to be with and spend the day with, catching a ferry, going here, eating lunch with, and spending time with. When a woman gets Americanized in this culture, it is tough. It changes them. I sometimes have sadness when I meet an Asian woman that has become loud, cocky, arrogant, and picked up our bad habits of American culture. And I thought, she has lost her Asianness. And the only Asianness that's left is her Asian looks. And that's a whole nother video. People think that they're liberated over here, and I watch women that call themselves liberated, and they're weighed down with so much baggage and problems that I go, that's not liberation. It's a form of bondage. But we're not going to beat that dead horse. I like long hair. I've always preferred it. I dated a few women that have had shorter hair, and that's okay too, but I love the long hair. Most of the Asian women don't chop it off and cut it off, and a lot of them still look like the definition of a lady. Now, there's a misnomer I want to clear up with American women, because I hear this comment all the time, is that American men want Asian women because they're meek and submissive and they can boss them around. Let me tell you some stories, ladies. A lot of American men that I have written to, talked to, married, got involved with Filipinas or other Asian women, and they've told me sad stories that after they got that person over here, They were combative, argumentative, angry, demanded money all the time, and the marriage ended in divorce, and that woman took the American man to the cleaners. Yes, there are some of those. But let me tell you something, American white women, Asian women have a spine. And if you think that they're meek, mild, and submissive, you may get that impression because you go to an Asian restaurant once in your life and think you've experienced Chinese culture. You haven't. And they go, hello, do you like everything? Is everything good? That's not reality either. They have a spine. You push against them the wrong way, they'll stand up to you and they'll stand up to everybody else. And they may be smaller than you, but you don't want to take them on. No, Asian women are not pushed around and meek, mild, or submissive little people that have no spine. Not true. But I've had experiences with some Asian women that they were not argumentative with me. They showed respect to me. They showed respect right on the front end. They were appreciative when we went to lunch and I did things for them and I held doors open for them and they said thank you and they had manners, something that's sorely lacking over here. I looked at Hispanic and Mexican women because I think a lot of them are very, very sexy, very attractive. But in the workplace and some of the things that I have watched and observed, and I'm sorry, Hispanic culture, but I've got to say some things. With the culture of Hispanic women, I find a lot of drama, covered in tattoos, covered in piercings, dressed almost to the point of sleaze, and they have babies left and right, and many of them, not all, and then they sit around and it's drama, 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 and most of the Hispanic women I know are always looking for a fight. A day does not go by when I don't look around our break room and hear tough talk out of a Hispanic woman. And I have increasingly lost interest in looking at any long-term relationship with a Hispanic female because I just find that, man, that just is not where I belong. I've looked at African American women, and though many of them are beautiful, I find that they have the same amount of baggage as white women. And the same thing, they're picky, 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 and a lot of them think that they're tens in a bag of chips and that they should deserve the Taj Mahal of a guy that's making big money. I have looked at a lot of ethnic, and I find that the one that I like the most, and that seems to be where I connect the most with a group of women more than anything, is Asian. I find them to be more appreciative of what I have to say. And one of the things that guys need desperately is respect. And white women are quick to quip and say, well, they have to earn it. Well, so do you, hon. And men try. They start off with manners, taking on a date, and respect. And 9 times out of 10, white women have just become selfish, spoiled brats. There's no other way to put it. And I have had my own dynamics. Like I said, I dated a woman here in the States who was too Americanized. Her folks had lived here for a while, both MDs, both pulling down good money, and they just judged me and ripped me to ribbons one side and down the other. Never met me because I, A, don't have a college degree, 2, I'm not a millionaire. Her own children, one of them was obese and very rude and ill-mannered, and the other one, you couldn't get 2 words of conversation out of them for the most part. And then after all was said and done, I was very naive. I continued to be involved with her for over a year. And it finally dawned on me, she wants you for the attention she can get out of you. And I was dumb enough to give my all to this person, only to find out that the pressure of her family and other things bearing down on her, she finally, through her own choices, decided she didn't want a long-term relationship, but yet wanted to keep bringing me over as a, I'm going to use the term, friends with benefits. And it hurt, and it angered me, and I went through the stages. And then after all was said and done, that her family had told her that she should not date anybody else and should live alone for a while, and to simply leave me and then go off after somebody else. I thought, oh, isn't that nice? The fact is, women are women are women, and men are men, and we get junk in both camps. I want you women to know that when you listen to me, I don't think men are perfect and stellar and do everything right. But we've heard so much male bashing for so long that it's time for us males to speak out about the faults of women and hold that mirror up to women in this country and say, look at yourself. This is not supposed to be a competition between the sexes. It's about looking at oneself and saying, okay, women, you may have a body and you may be good looking, but what do you have to offer the relationship to us men? What do you have? Tell us. One thing I don't see in American women is loving, warm. I don't see them preparing meals. I don't see them showing respect. I don't see them showing manners. I see them demanding money and getting caught up in the cultural nuances of American culture, feeling the need to have things that really are not needs but wants translated into needs, buried in their texting, buried into a materialistic lifestyle, worshiping their pets. Why would some of us men want that? Why do we make the unfortunate mistake of even looking at your profiles and going, wow, she's cute, and trying so hard to even woo or curry your attention, when in fact we should look at that and go, liability. And it's sad. I know a lot of Filipinos that have come to America, and once they got over here, realized they were good looking, all of a sudden they looked at their man with disdain, then they got ramped up with the materialistic lifestyle, ramped up for, oh, I can get whatever I want, and it is sad. This is not a video attacking American culture, but we have our deficits, and they are destructive. And as far as I'm concerned, the great American experiment in all actuality has not worked. Yes, there are some white boys that marry Hispanic women and white boys that marry black women and black men that marry white women, and there's been some crossovers, but for the most part, we're still a segregated society with cultures within a culture. And what is sad is that when people come over from their other countries, often they adapt and assimilate into all of our bad habits and cultural nuances and become the very thing that Pacific has been talking about, that is those things in American women that are a turnoff to us males. I believe in equal rights up to a point. I don't believe in putting women down and tearing them up and paying them less wages, but I'm going to say something bold. There are still Asian women out there that want the husband to take care of them. Not all of them are asking for a bonbon spoiled brat lifestyle either. They're caretakers of the home. And in American culture, a lot of white women are putting that down and mocking women that stay home and raise kids and take care of their husband. Shame on you, American women. That's the way God intended it. And I will tell you something, and I will say something very bold and controversial that American white women are going to have a fit with. And for all you little trolls that leave your comments saying, Pacific, sorry, you can't put women in chains anymore. I have not put them in chains. They have put themselves in chains. Look at the way they're acting today and tell me that they're liberated. They're acting out. They are acting, as a counselor would say, they are acting out. They are loud. They are totally off the wall with destroying their bodies with piercings and tattoos and ugly outfits and gaining weight and the whole loud-faced attitude. And you sit there and go, and I'm supposed to be moved by this and fall all over myself to get a date with her? I think I'll pass. When American women entered the workplace with the American male, affairs went up, cheating went up, and the family structure began to disintegrate. I believe that. Men spend a lot of time at work. It is a necessary evil. Now you have women walking around in attire that is provocative, that they're trying to vie for the attention of other males, and now today other females. And I have seen the workplace dynamic has changed so much. When it was males going to work, they went home and couldn't wait to see their wife. The workplace was originally, in my belief system, for men, and that is a man's world. Now you have women out there doing the same jobs as men. Now you have men and women coming together and doing the job together, and the tendency for flirting. You spend more time at work than you do at home, because when you get off work, guys, what do? Eat dinner and go to bed. You're awake, and your best hours are when you're at work. You're in a stressful job, so then you can relate and empathize and sympathize with the lady that you work with. Sexual harassment has gone up. All kinds of things have gone up that entered the workplace that did not exist before women were there. After World War II, things changed. There are some people that believe that the consumeristic culture, the big corporations actually pushed for women to go to work so that two incomes could mean they could raise the prices of their products so that it would take two to work. Now we have no choice but to demand that two work, because it is very hard to make it on a man's income today unless he's rich. I don't know if that's true or not. What I can say is that the culture in America is very consumeristic, and consumerism is driving our belief system, and it is affecting the way people live so deeply that we are corporately and individually in debt. Pacific isn't, by the way. Thank you, God. And I look at the lust and need to have overpriced vehicles, overpriced homes, to have dogs that cost $200-300 a month in dog food and supplies. And I look at them, got to have the latest iPhone, got to have the latest gadget. And the one thing that is lacking in almost every American home today, especially with the white women of our society, is real love, real family, real care, real nurturing, real respect for her man, the man loving and being sweet on her. That is gone. Instead, we show off by what's parked in our driveway. We keep our lawns tidy. We fill our house with antiques, with the latest trendy furniture from Scandinavian designs or whatever, and we think we've arrived. And we wonder why American men are drowning in pornography, while American men and women are getting into lust with same-sex and all this. Because when we make materialism everything and we take the intimacy right out of us, we scream for intimacy, and now we're trying to find it in every illegitimate, disgusting way possible, and it isn't working. Asian women still offer, for the most part, something that has long ago disappeared on America's shores, and that is traditional values and wanting loyalty. Are there Asian women that cheat on their men? You better believe it. When I was in the Philippines, women over there complain about Filipinos having mistresses, but I know Filipinos that had thought nothing of it, of going overseas, working, they're away from their husbands, and they're fooling around with somebody. When you take yourself out of your marriage to go earn a living somewhere else, you put yourself in temptation boulevard. Couples were designed to be together, not apart. And I had a Filipina tell me, well, yeah, we can have a relationship long distance apart if you really love each other. And I said, no. We may love each other, but if 6 months and a year and 2 years go by and we're apart, I get off work, I'm in my world, I want a woman here with me. I believe that Asian women are truly, in many ways, the best. Simple, some elegance and grace, and a lot of them, if you treat them nice, they're not gold diggers. A lot of them just want to be loved. In Asia, there are so many women over there, and they're not impressed with their own Asian males. And a lot of them are not just looking for a green card and a better life, but they just want to be loved. And I personally put my thumbs up on Asian women at large. And I want to say something, white women. I don't think white women are ugly. I don't think all white women are trash. It's just that at 47 years of old age, I'm finding it very hard to meet classy, good-looking white women that will still go on a date with just an average guy like me who has a heart. I don't know where they are, but I just don't see them. Unfortunately, in my culture, the only kind of white women I can attract are those with cellulite, those that just do not take care of themselves, those that I don't want to date. And I sit there and go, really? And then they get offended when I don't tell them you're not my type. I just turn a cold shoulder, and then they'll come up and go, what's your problem? I'm not interested in you, hon. Sorry. I think Asian women are the bomb. And just a thought, I have to put something else out here because I'm seeing a rise in this, and some of you men need to be very careful about Russia and Ukraine dating sites. I am meeting several people in my daily life, my YouTube life, and getting emails from men who have told me that they met this beautiful, knockout, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Russian woman. You look at the pictures and they're high-gloss images, and you're like, oh my gosh, she is stunning. Then they get over there and find out it's all a big scam. There's a lot of Ukraine and Russian women that are playing games. And I would tell every American man, if you're going to date foreign, be very, very careful. There is a huge amount of scams over there, and most of those beautiful women aren't going to attract to average guys like us. They're using us because of our hearts to get us over here. And when you get them over here, they're going to jump ship, and they're going to take half your bank account and your stuff. Watch yourselves. Not all, but I will tell you, a huge majority of them are scammers. Anyways, this is Pacific weighing in, saying something positive about women out there. And I will tell you, men, that there are many dating sites, Filipina.com, Cupid.com, and Chinese women. Be careful on those because they become a meat market, and those women tend to become picky. I am becoming more and more convinced. I told you I stopped looking on Craigslist weeks ago. It is very liberating. It's trash on there, 99% trash. And I have made a vow to myself I will not look on or put a profile on the dating site again. I want to meet somebody, but if I don't, I don't. But I am not going to force it to happen through a meat market dating site. They are a waste of time, too much mental masturbation, too much game playing, mostly by the females that post their posts that want egos and want attention, and they play you for a while and then, nope, you're not my type. Guys, don't waste your time. Anyways, this is Pacific signing off. Bye-bye.